Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is Vlogzzz. Why do I start it off like that? I don't need to start every video off like that. Okay, I'm just talking to people. Hello. What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today is Vlogzzz episode 2, titled College. Almost got it the first time. College, you can see it there. Trusty whiteboard. Now, I kind of broke the rules a little bit because I'm not really supposed to, do planning beforehand for that. Because it's just supposed to be like me talking to friends, right? So when you go to talk to a friend, you don't beforehand just write, what am I going to say to them? But anyway, I did. This is also another whiteboard. So I just wrote down some key topics. Now keep in mind, I didn't do much planning. This took maybe 20 seconds of just brainstorming. So it's not going to encompass everything. And beforehand, I just want to say, I'm not saying don't go to college. College is very important. Without college, you most likely won't find a job. Especially in today's economy, it's kind of difficult depending on your country, depending on what you're interested in studying. It varies. But let's just start it off. I don't really know how to start this off other than just talking about the first things that I have, the first problems that I have with college. Number one being that it's so expensive in the United States. Now, I'll just give you a rough estimate of how much it costs per year. Just for tuition alone, okay? I'm not counting anything else. Just to have the ability to study at the university, I think it's for me, $10,000 a year, which is considered one of the best deals in the United States. And that is not an understatement. It's considered one of the best deals considering the education you get and how much you pay. And that's ridiculous, okay? Now, I'm not a socialist, but $10,000 a year just to get a base education, undergraduate education, that's what if you, unless you get scholarships or unless you're in a fortunate enough position to have money, what are you going to do? You're just going to get student loans, which have terrible interest rates. So then you're going to be stuck just paying off the interest rates, hoping that you get a job when you're not really sure you're going to get a job in the first place. And it's just a cycle. It's a positive feedback loop, which doesn't mean that it's a positive thing. It just means that it keeps building on itself. And you're in a really bad position. So number one is basically it's too expensive. But I mean, if you're going to have a good job, right? Or if you're learning stuff, right? That must be the reason why it's so expensive. It's not just going to be expensive for no reason, right? Not really. Unfortunately not. From what I've noticed, I'm a junior in college, almost graduated. A lot of the stuff I learn is just not really that important for me. Not really that important. I mean, okay, this could just be because of the classes that I've had, experience that I've had. This is just a generalization. It's not like I said before, it's not going to encompass everything. This is not a one-size-fits-all problem. But I've taken classes that have just been random. This just to fill out the requirements because I see that, I need to do these certain general education requirements. I also would like to have it double count as a requirement to finish something in my minor, like my German minor or something, or my economics major, something like that. So I would just pick classes. I wouldn't even look at the title, the subject, and I would just find something that fits, even if it didn't really interest me. And so that just has worked. That's what I've done. Maybe it's my fault then that I haven't really had the most interesting classes, but it's just what if you're giving me this opportunity and it's so expensive, I'm not really in a position to just dilly-dally on some other classes, which may or may not be even more interesting than the ones I'm already in. You understand what I'm saying? It's just you're not really in a good position as a student to get the most for your education. So yeah, that's kind of points 2 and 3. Classes are random, you're not learning too much. And then that kind of segues into 4, where you have to fulfill certain requirements. Like I've alluded to before, you have to do these general education requirements, which I guess is the university's way of saying, we want a student that's not just focused on math and science. We want someone who knows how to write and how to do everything else, which I think is fine. You should know how to write. You should know, I guess, history about the world. But do you really need to have a whole class? A class is I think one class is worth $500, the class alone, not including textbooks. Okay, if you add the textbooks, if you add the stuff that you have to buy anyway, that's going to be close to $800 a class. And that you're just saying that I need to do that. I need to pay $800 and go to class for an entire semester to learn about Yiddish before the 16th century? What? So I don't know, to me it just seems like a way for them to get as much money out of you as possible by having you take as many classes, having you stay on campus as long as possible, because also consider, you're probably going to have to eat, you're probably going to have to spend money, you're going to spend money closest to where you are, so like on campus buying food. You may even be in a dorm, so then that's even more money going to the university. You may be interested in like sporting events and clubs, that's possibly even more money going to the university. So it's just like everything happens to go towards the university in a monetary manner. Even further with the requirements, not only do you need the general education requirement, the major requirement, which, okay, I can kind of understand those two, like, yeah, I get it, you need requirements. You need to have a certain number of hours of just random, and you just need to have hours. It doesn't even matter, okay? For example, next semester I will have finished all my general education requirements, so I know, like, I just have a general understanding of most things, apparently. I will have finished both my major requirements. I mean, like, for both of my majors, not just two requirements. My major requirements for both of my majors, and my minor requirements. So I've done everything for my degree, except I need to take 9 more hours of just random. That's basically, I need to take 9 more hours of things that are not related to anything that I'm studying because you just need to have that certain number of hours. Why do you need to have that certain number of hours? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Like, why do I need that extra 9 hours if it doesn't count towards anything in my degree? Yet again, just seems like a way for you to have to spend money. Now let's talk about AP. If you don't know what AP is, it's basically in high school you take AP classes, which are the equivalent of college level classes, which aren't really because they're not nearly as difficult. And then at the end, you can pay, like, I think it's $75 or something. You can take a test. If you get a certain score on the test, the better you do on the test, the more credit hours, the more credits you get going towards college. Now, these make not very much sense. For example, on AP Biology, I got a 4, so that gave me 4 credit hours, 3 for the class, and then 1 for like a lab, which I didn't actually have. But if I had gotten a 5, I would have gotten 8 credit hours, which I have no idea how that comes into play. Why would I get 4 more credits? I took 1 class. I didn't even take a lab. It was just an AP Biology class in my junior year of high school where I didn't really do too much. And I got 4 credit hours from that. What? That's so random. So I could have just, if I'd suddenly become a little bit smarter and gotten a 5 on the AP Biology exam, I would have 4 more credit hours, which is basically the equivalent of having $750 more in my pocket. It actually might even be more than that. I don't know, because a lab is kind of expensive too. Another example. Let's go, this is a personal example. I took AP Calculus, AB, so Calculus 1 in high school. I got a 3 on the exam, so I got credit for it. So I had established that I had finished Calculus 1, like I had passed the Calculus 1 class. I got a B in the class, got a 3 on the exam. Okay, so then go to college, and they tell me that my requirement is to take a class called pre-calculus, like before calculus. And I tell them, okay, well, I took Calculus 1, I passed it, so obviously I should be like finished with it. I don't need to take it, right? No, I need to take pre-calculus because the only way to get out of taking pre-calculus is to have passed Calculus 1 and Calculus 2 in high school, because that makes sense. Those are basically college stories. I don't really have too many interesting college stories. Advice to anyone applying to college, I would say apply for as many scholarships as you can. Obviously, I think it's best to go to college. You should probably go to college, depending on your situation, unless you're like certain that college is not right for you. If you need to take out like $100,000 loan to go to the college that is your only option, maybe it's not the best for you. You need to weigh that option. I can't make that decision for you personally. But keep in mind that there are certain things in certain countries called trade schools, which could actually help you in the long run. Like you could go to a trade school, maybe you could become like a really good mechanic or something like that. Mechanics make money. People make money. You don't need to take out $150,000 in student loan debt just so you can get a random Bachelor's of Arts degree in something. Also, other advice, I would say in the future, everything is going to be run by computers. So if you're looking for a major, I would say maybe look into computer science. I was debating about doing something like computer science or engineering, but for me, that's not going to be fun enough. So I did economics, which, what? Wow, where was the thought process there? But I also did Italian. I don't actually have any electives. I mean, I don't have any major like degrees or minors going towards Italian. I just did it for fun because I really like foreign languages, so I have that. I also have a minor in German. And yeah, if you enjoy foreign languages, maybe that could also be a topic. I don't know. Should I be telling you guys what the topic is beforehand? Okay, how about you guys in the comments below, if you watch this video, if you make it to this point in the video, just give me a topic to talk about next time. Hopefully, this will be interesting. Thank you guys for joining. This has been College.
I hate college, but love all the parties. Finishing cakes and crushing bottles of Bacardi. King of the